Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball Super, versus Alien X, the celestial sapien from the Forge of Creation. I've been seeing this topic go around mainly on TikTok, and people are arguing and going back and forth on who would really win in a fight if Broly from Dragon Ball Super went against Alien X from Ben 10. And today, I decided to make a video going over their powers and abilities on who would really win in a fight if these two beings were to square off. And with that being said, let's get right into the video, starting off with Alien X from Ben 10 and how strong he really is. So starting off with Alien X, we know that it's stated that he's actually one of the most powerful beings in the universe, which is stated multiple times, right? It's stated that they're the most powerful. It's also stated again, back to back, that we're the most powerful beings in the universe. Ben 10 himself also admits that it's the most powerful transformation he has available and ever had been. We know people in Ben 10 keep on referring back to the Forge of Creation and says that it holds the most greatest, strongest, most powerful thing inside the universe. And we know that's referring to Ben 10's alien, aka Alien X. The Alien X species also is born inside the Forge of Creation 2, which is the universe's greatest power. We also have a Ben 10 Viva card, basically for like One Piece, where it literally states that Ben's most powerful alien upgrade is Alien X, where his reality warping is so powerful, he could make something happen just by thinking about it. And right next to it, it literally verbatim states that Alien X can create and destroy entire universes with a blink of an eye, basically, which he did in canon, where he creates the entire universe and put everything exactly how it is, an exact copy of the same universe. So now that we have on standby, the Alien X is the strongest character inside of all of Ben 10 Omniverse, and every character in it, which includes every species in it besides other celestial sapiens like himself, right? Which means he should be above at least two extra dimensional, 5-dimensional beings, which includes the Hugo, right, which is this guy right here, and these milkshake looking creatures that literally came from Shake Shack. So now we're going to be starting off the Hugo. The Hugo is stated by Professor Paradox himself that they're extra dimensional creatures that are going to wreak havoc across the entire universe. And then we have another statement by the same person, aka Professor Paradox, where it says these extra dimensional characters came from a different plane of reality. And for the other species, which are the Shake Shack looking demons, are also named the Contamiglia, which are both stated verbatim to be 5-dimensional beings. But the reason they look like Shake Shack demons, the things from like SpongeBob's fucking Winnie Hut Jr., because what you're seeing is only a projection of their true form, because, you know, Ben 10 and them are 3-dimensional in their base state. So whatever your heart sways the most in is what you're going to be seeing. For Ben, it was the shakes. For the other guy, I forgot his name, don't care. It was his dad. For me, it would be something fire, honey buns. Maybe for you, the viewer, it would be a bunch of feet. Look, it is what it is, but that's them. So now we have Alien X being a 5-dimensional being, which would make him low complex multiversal, which would mean he's just multiversal to an extent, which is beyond multi-plus, which means Alien X, if he wanted to, could like one-shot a wall that's worth infinite amounts of universes, right? Now that we have Alien X being 5-dimensional, let's talk about his speed. We know that they're able to be in the Forge of Creation, which is literally stated to be out of sync with all of time in the map. And at the same time, it exists outside the entire multiverse. Like, they're in a space beyond the universes where they travel to other universes. So them moving in a place like this will grant them inaccessible speed, because they're just moving in a place without time, not in necessarily a place above time. They're just in a place where time doesn't exist. So it'd be inaccessible speed. And inaccessible speed, Alien X is the most consistent speed feat he had throughout the series, as shown even right here, where he's making the universe again in a place without time, because the universe is literally not there. He's really remaking it. He should highball be immeasurable speed due to the fact he's 5-dimensional, which means above space and time of the normal universe, but that's about it. So now we have Alien X at low complex multiversal attack potency with inaccessible speed most consistently. As highball state, he should have immeasurable speed. If you want to say due to the fact he's 5-dimensional, he should get immeasurable speed inherently. So now let's talk about some of the power abilities Alien X has. His major thing is that he's a reality warper, which is pretty much all he does all the time. It's stated that they can change the very natures of space and time itself. We know that he has time manipulation too, when he fixed the dam by reverting time by putting his hand out, as shown right here. We also know that Alien X should also have existence erasure as well. As stated, if they blink, they'll all be gone, which means they should be erased from existence. We also have a more verbatim statement where it just says if he ever wished to, everything could be wished out of existence instantaneously. Alien X has subjective reality warping based on whatever he imagines. So with that being said, let's see how Broly compares to Alien X. Now let's talk about Dragon Ball Super Broly. the legendary Super Saiyan warrior from a random planet that nobody knows of, and surprisingly, he keeps up with Goku and Vegeta, but that's a topic for another day. So to start with the AP scaling for him, we really need to go back to the basics, which is basically Super Saiyan God Goku fighting Beerus in Battle of God Arc, where it stated if these two clash against each other more times over and over again, people, planets, God like us, Beerus and Goku will be completely destroyed. There will be literally nothing left of the universe. It will be turned into a vacuum nothingness, which would mean they'll destroy the space and time of it because there's nothing left, which includes time. That is something, right? And bomb all of not just the universe, but Macrocosm 7, which includes all of hell, the Kaoshin realm, which exists outside the macrocosm, funny enough, and heaven itself. We know the universe in Dragon Ball is stated to be infinitely expansive, not expanding, which means the universe is infinite in size, confirmed, which should be included for heaven and hell as well. We know heaven is stated to transcend the dimensions below it, which would make heaven at least 5-dimensional as a realm itself. And we know in Battle Gods alone, they're literally going to ballistic bomb that shit to the ground to the point where it doesn't exist, right? Literally nothing left. So the characters in Battle Gods should be at least 5-dimensional from that alone. We also have other statements. For example, it stated that when they were fighting inside the Tournament of Power, when Hit was fighting Jiren, they like to call it an extra dimensional battle, which should be the same reasoning why we have Alien X as 5D-dimensional, because extra dimensional, which is another spatial axes, should be from 4D to 5D. So these characters should be 5-dimensional in power from those two arcs alone. Now, from stuff that happens inside the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, novel, and manga, we know that these characters are stated to be beyond space and time, which comes from the Dragon Ball Super Broly light novel, where they say they're fighting beyond space and time, which warrants 5-dimensional attack potency. We also know this kind of happens on screen and on panel when they're fighting, and it says verbatim, their powers are so intense, it was too much for the universe to handle, and it literally shattered reality itself, which is when they were fighting in this random blue atmosphere space, because they shattered all of reality. Then they kept on fighting and hit each other again and reverted reality back to normal. So the Dragon Ball characters being beyond space and time is pretty consistent, especially in terms of power, where it states that Jiren transcends time itself, which stated by Avados. It stated back to back by the Kaoshin, where it just says even time itself means nothing against Jiren's strength, which is pretty consistent for a lot of the arcs where they're beyond space and time. So it's kind of consistent that it doesn't have any meaning for people like him. So with that being said, that should definitely warrant Broly and other Dragon Ball characters to be 5-dimensional in power, which is low content multiversal. As I said before, that's more stronger than infinite amount of universes put together. And this should also warrant them immeasurable speed by virtue of being 5-dimensional. Not to mention we have verbatim statements like people like Jiren, who transcends time itself, back-to-back statements. Now the reason this is relevant for Broly is not because, for one, Broly fights Goku and Vegeta after Tournament of Power, which says they've been stronger than ever before, which means they're stronger than the point they was in Tournament of Power. He also on screen goes blow for blow with Super Saiyan God Goku, mollywops him, Goku goes Super Saiyan Blue, and they start going toe to toe. We also have another thing that says that he was able to overpower Goku and Vegeta in their God forms, confirmed, which is on the Dragon Ball Super official website. Now this, not live, this is pretty cap, but I'm gonna just put it anyways because it's in the data book. So it says that Broly, when he went evenly matched with Gogeta, which we know is not true, he got slammed. But apparently it says that when he lost control, that's when he started losing. And if Broly controls his emotions, he could fight calmly, he could surely win against Goku and possibly Gogeta. Now I'm not saying that, that's what it said. I don't believe it, I think that's cap. We saw him get mollywopped, milly rocked, and bodied. But the reason it's so impressive is because we know people from Battle of Gods alone are 5-dimensional, so are Tournament of Power, and they get stronger to now, which would mean they're higher level into 5-dimensional than Alien X would be, since Alien X is just baseline 5-dimensional, and we have characters like Goku who are 5-dimensional, get 10 times stronger, so they're 10 times into the base of 5-dimensional, etc. And Broly's going against God Goku, who's 5-dimensional measure speed, goes Super Saiyan, which is times 50 on top of that, at least. So he's like 50 layers into immeasurable speed, so he would most definitely blitz and one-shot Alien X 50 times stronger, 50 times faster, and as the fight progresses, he gets way stronger and way faster. And for Alien X's abilities, we know it specializes in reality warping, such as changing time and space, which, stated before, Broly and other Dragon Ball characters transcend time and space in the first place, so it wouldn't really matter. And even if they could do it on a 5-dimensional level, which there's no problem with that anyways, to be honest. Goku and Broly and other Dragon Ball characters are just way higher into 5-dimensional, and since that's the case, they would just power node the ability, overpower it as they usually do in Dragon Ball when they're way stronger, and just one shot and kick him. We know this is even potent enough to the point where they could even resist things like Hakai, which erases things from existence, even spiritual entities inside Dragon Ball Z. We know all the key attacks can atomize people, and they take that shit all the time, left and right. So is this erasure isn't going to do anything to Broly, especially a way weaker, less potent this erasure and reality warping that Alien X has. And even if you don't want to grandstand and measurable speed scaling, we still have an inaccessible speed scaling for Dragon Ball Z. For example, the World of Void, where it's stated is a place without time or space, which is the exact same place where Professor Paradox was at, which is just a place without any time or any space. We also know they're able to move in a place where Xehanort erased the timeline, which is the same feat that Ben 10 did when the universe was raised and he made it. They're just outside a timeline where there's no time and space. So with that being said, Broly should be at bare minimum multiple layers into 5-dimensional and immeasurable speed. And the qualifier we have should be at least 50 times into it, speed and APY. Okay, when against Super Saiyan God Goku, Super Saiyan, right, which is times 50 at least, which is what Super Saiyan is. Broly just speed blitzes, one-shots him. There's a triple somersault backflip kick, butt booty naked, claps his cheeks on him and one-shots him out of existence. So with that being said, I think Broly has it here. So now that's over, I am planning to make more videos, and if you guys like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. And also, shout out to my GOAT mid-top. Not lie, mid-top carried the Ben 10 scaling section for this video. So show him some love, subscribe to his YouTube channel. Yeah.